I am going to walk you through example 4 on page 364. We're now going to use synthetic division in order to factor a polynomial function. So we have our function here, and they're giving us that x plus 2 is a factor of this 4-term polynomial. So two things about that. I said I'm going to use synthetic division. So remember that we are going to use -2 as the number that we plug into that process. And also, we know that when we do that, they're telling me that x plus 2 is a factor. That means that this polynomial is factorable. So when we complete synthetic division, we're going to end up with a remainder of 0. That should be acceptable and the norm for a process like this where they're telling us, yes, this function is going to be factorable. So let's begin with the synthetic process. Like I said, -2 because it's x plus 2. And I have my exponent degrees starting at 3, going all the way down to 0, so I'm going to fill in those coefficients. I've got 3, -4, -28, and -16. All your signs are super important. Okay, synthetic, we drop our first column, -2 times 3. Remember, in synthetic, we're adding, so -4 and -6 gives me -10, -2, -10. +20. Add them first. -2, -8, +16. As I was saying, you should wind up with a remainder of 0. So we've done this process before. How do I turn that into a polynomial that's factorable? Well, first things first, we know that x plus 2, they told us that was going to be a factor of this function. Now, if I were, say, dividing this cubic polynomial by x plus 2, what do you think the highest exponent degree would then be? Well, if I took an x away from an x cubed, I'm thinking it's going to be an x squared. So the answer that we've got here, we're going to write this 3-term polynomial beginning with an x squared. So it's 3x squared minus 10x minus 8, like I said, a remainder of 0. So there you have it, x plus 2 times 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Are we done? Let's look and see if this is factored completely. X plus 2 we know is done, but we have to consider the new 3-term polynomial, see if I can factor this. It looks like it's in that quadratic style. I'm probably going to have to use the AC method since it starts with a 3. So if I did AC, 3 times -8 is -24. Are there factors of -24 that sum to -10? Think about it. I'll give you a second to think about it while I write it out. You should be thinking -12 and +2. So I'm going to go minus 12x plus 2x minus 8. I'm keeping this x plus 2 in this process the whole time just to remind myself that it's still there, because it's got to be in your final answer. Okay, 4 terms we're going to factor by grouping. Take out, I'm going to do big parentheses, and take out 3x. Leaves me with x minus 4. 2x -8, take out 2. X minus 4, we're looking good. So to complete this, still got my x plus 2. And then we have 3x plus 2 times x minus 4, excuse me. So that is factored completely. So that combines the factoring elements that you learned in section 5.4.